right, welcome back. This is Aaron, your kettlebell coach, and today I have a video that is going to help anybody that might be suffering from pain in their forearms when they're doing their snatch. I had a comment the other day by a viewer, Virtual Blackface 3009, and he said, "What am I doing wrong with this exercise?" referring to the snatch. My forearms are in pain for days after. The weight on my forearm hurts. Any advice? So it's very common. A lot of people that start snatching, even if anybody's like you have been snatching for a while, you may have worked out some kinks, but there's still banging that goes on your forearm. This video, I'm going to explain some of the nuances that you need to look at and pay attention to, and the mechanics that you need to really work on in order to avoid pain in your forearms. All right, so let's get started. All right, buddy. So the first thing we're going to talk about to help with the banging on the forearms and the pain that you feel from doing your snatches is we're going to talk about the grip, right? You want to have pain-free kettlebell snatches. You have to actually focus and learn the grip that you need to have on the bell. Without the proper grip, you're going to start off in a bad technique and form that's going to lead to either tearing up your hands or banging the kettlebell, okay? Then we're going to talk about taming the arc and what that means and how that transfers into the proper setup for the flip of the bell. We're going to talk about punching through the bell. And then lastly, the soft style technique, which I learned first and a lot of other people learned first. It's the competition style of kettlebell snatches where there's virtually no banging whatsoever. And it's a very efficient technique for long durations of time, and you're using minimal amount of tension as opposed to hard style, which is a very hard tension-driven technique. All right, so let's get started with the grip, okay? All right, so we're going to talk first about the grip. How are you supposed to grip the bell? Well, there are definitely several ways to grip it, right? You can start with inverted thumbs in. When you're starting, you grab it like this. You can start it with your thumbs up here or straight directly up. What this is going to do, the more your thumbs are up, the better of setup you have for your snatch, because when you punch your hands through and you insert them through the handle, it's a lot easier with your thumb up, okay, than this, okay? So I recommend having your thumb slightly up and pointed inward. The reason why I don't really have my thumb straight up is to reduce some of the tension on my bicep on the downswing. I don't want to have that arm bar effect where the elbow gets impacted, okay? So having slightly internally rotated shoulder or arms with the thumbs up but inward protects your biceps, and it sets you up for the perfect insertion of the bell, okay? So that's the first grip. All right, so the next thing you gotta understand is how the hand is supposed to work in relation to the bell. So if you swing the kettlebell, the bell is going to stay like this no matter what, right? If you want the bell to then end up on your forearm here and you allow it to flip, you're going to hit your forearms. So instead of allowing the bell to flip over, you want to pull the bell towards your body. And as it's pulling in, you're actually going to loosen your grip. So instead of having a very tight grip, it's going to be loose. You can move your hand away, which will allow you to then insert your hand. Okay, so that's the second part of the grip. Now the third part is you have to understand your hands are going to be like brakes. So at this moment where the bell is in the downswing or in the very upswing part of the snatch, you do have a pretty good grip on there. You don't want to let the bell fly out. But as the bell comes up and you insert your palm, you're loosening your grip and then you're re-gripping. So gripping tight, loosening, re-gripping, okay? The deeper the bell goes in, the easier it is on your forearm. Competition bells are great for reducing fatigue on your forearms. The smaller the diameter, the smaller the hole, the more impact you're going to have on your forearms. So you have to be very careful on how you're inserting the bell, okay? Okay, so as I said earlier, you're going to want to pull the bell towards your body. Something that I used to struggle with in the beginning because I didn't understand this concept and why it was so important to actually really pull the bell in and tame the arc. And as you can see, a lot of, let's say, hard style practitioners, a lot of their snatches, including mine, your arm is completely straight, right? And you can still snatch pretty well, but there's still going to be a little bit of banging effect. So what you want to do is you actually want to pull the bell towards you, tame the arc. Right? You're pulling the bell towards you like this in order to shoot the bell up. The bell's not going to shoot up just enough for you to extend and punch through. That's called punching through. Right? And all you feel is the slightest touch. If you're feeling banging, you're not pulling the bell in as much, and you're waiting too long to punch. You want to punch soon enough so that at this point, you're just lifting the bell rather than letting the bell hit, okay? So you're pulling and then punching up. It's like somebody throwing a ball, and instead of catching it, you're receiving it, right? Now I know people, you're not supposed to catch like that, but that's how you want to catch the kettlebell on your forearm, okay? That's called punching through. Taming the arc is keeping the bell closer to your body, pulling your shoulders back down and your elbows to your ribs, and then punching through is when you're actually punching through the handle. All right, so the last technique that really helped me and a lot of other people learn the snatch is the soft style or competition style way of snatching, where the bell literally just turns. It's a lateral or spiral turn, right? And what that does is that helps to understand how the bell is supposed to move and how your arm is supposed to move the bell. So instead of having the bell slap you, you're already in a good position and you're simply moving the bell around your body, okay, or your forearm. So with a hard style, this bell stays where it needs to and you move it, okay? So you start here and you move it. Your arm's here and you move your arm around, right? You want to move the handle around in order to keep the bell from moving and banging, right? So soft style looks like this. Okay? Now, it's not the perfect soft style, obviously, but competition style is going to allow you to understand how the bell is supposed to move. Instead of banging it, you're moving your hand around the bell. All right? So hopefully this helps, and hopefully you can start implementing some of these techniques and practice. This takes a lot of practice, takes a lot of time to master, which is why you should be practicing every day. That's what I did. That's what a lot of the other individuals that are very proficient at kettlebells did. Don't be discouraged if you're still banging your kettlebell on your forearms, if you're still getting blisters. You just have to learn how to grab the bell, right? You don't want to over grab, overturn, and flip. You want to finesse. It's a finesse and it's a power dynamic that you need to master yourself by doing it yourself, okay? So hopefully this helps. God bless. Thank you for the question. Remember, pursue the purpose that God gave you to pursue, all right?